This is a HeadGum podcast.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to A Funny Feeling Podcast. I'm Betsy Sidaro.
And I'm Marcy Jarrow. This is a podcast where comedians tell us their paranormal experiences, and we listen to yours as well.
Oh, yeah. And if you have one of these paranormal experiences that you want to share with us, please email it to us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Now get cozy.
And prepare yourself to be scared silly.
This is a Funny Feeling Podcast. Betsy.
Marcy.
So we know that every time we get together, which is multiple times a week almost, I try to tell a ghost story.
Yeah, I
try to
it.
bring up ghosts in some way, shape, or form, which is the reason why I started this podcast with you, because people only really indulge me a few times. So this is my way to get my fix. So I have a few ghost stories that, that I feel like if I didn't tell people, then it would be like, why are we doing this? Right?
Yeah.
So you've heard this before.
Yeah.
But just act surprised.
I love it. I actually can't remember some of the specifics, so I'm excited.
Great. I thought I told it at your show last year, but
You may have.
I think I didn't.
I forget stuff.
I think that I didn't tell it. So, this goes back, let's see, I guess it will be 6 years ago in October. So,
is that when you first moved?
It's it's right after I first moved here. So,
great.
The apartment that I lived on Beechwood Canyon in
Hollywood in the hills.
I had an apartment with the lovely Sarah Chase. You may know her from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. Name drop. But she at the time had a fiance who lived in San Francisco. So she often wouldn't come home. But like at that time of year, she was coming in maybe once a week or once every other week. But essentially, I lived alone in a 2-bedroom. So when I was new to California, and one thing that I noticed is like every morning, all the cabinet doors would be open.
That's horrifying.
Honestly, I didn't even think it was paranormal. I thought, are we having earthquakes every night?
Oh my God. And that's the only thing the earthquake's done.
I was like, maybe because I was like, oh, they have earthquakes in California. I was like, every night they have an earthquake? That's what I really thought.
Oh my God.
So it didn't really raise the antenna yet.
Yes.
So my dear friend Karsten is having a wedding in Oregon. I go up there. It's lovely. We're all staying in beautiful, like this very high tech modern cabins in the woods.
Nice. Modern cabins.
That's not where the scary stuff happens though. But it's just to set it up to say that I was around friends all weekend, and like it was a bunch of my friends from New York I hadn't seen in months. So like we would stay up all night, and the boys would like come knock on our door to mess with us and stuff. So I'm back in LA. I'm pretty jet lagged. Not jet lagged. I'm just like exhausted from the weekend. I'm asleep in my bed. I'm like dead ass asleep. And I wake up to a slow wake up. You know, like when if you ever set like a radio alarm, which is a thing barely we even have now, but like an alarm that would be to music or something.
Yeah, I used to do it too. I like to move it. It would get me pumped, dude.
But it's what happens when you have that type of alarm, at least for me, is that I would slowly wake up.
Yeah.
Right? Because like even though the noise starts, you don't it's not like it like kind of like brings you into
like it starts. You hear it in your dream.
Exactly.
And then you're like, oh.
So in my dream, I hear someone speaking in Spanish. Unfortunately, I don't know Spanish, but I know enough to recognize. Like I know a little French and I know a little Italian. So I knew that it wasn't those languages.
Yeah.
I knew it was Spanish. And, I just understand. Guys, I'm pretty good with linguistics. So I hear someone speaking in Spanish, and I'm starting to slowly wake up. And in my mind, I think one of the boys is in our room.
Thinking that you're still at the wed.
And so I say, I'm kind of like coming into existence, and I mutter, because I'm paralyzed with sleep. I'm having sleep paralysis.
Oh, no.
And I go, shut up. I try to say shut up, but I'm paralyzed. And I'm
paralyzed.
And it sounds like, and I start giggling because I was like,
yes.
I start laughing because I was like, oh, I'm paralyzed and I can't talk. And then as I'm like giggling, I feel such great pressure over my entire body.
Oh no.
Which is sort of jarring because I wasn't anticipating anything scary.
Yeah.
So like, this isn't my brain jumping to conclusions. This is my brain being told, nope,
something is here.
This is not good. It feels, I could say that it feels, have you ever been on like one of those gravitron machines at a fair?
Yes,
the ones that spin really fast and push you against the back wall. That's what it felt like on my bed. So I'm being pressed into my bed. It's not like a figure. It's like the force of the gravity in the room.
Oh my God.
It's pressing me. And so like I have my head in the pillow, like, because I'm sleeping on my side. I turn my face down in the pillow and I think, oh my God, something's in my room.
Yeah.
And then I remember thinking literally the words, fight or flight.
Oh my God.
And I sit up in bed and I scream, hey, as loud as I can.
Yeah.
And the room, the atmosphere, like, it just like changes. And I was like, oh my God. And so like, I'm like, I get out of bed and start turning on all the lights in my apartment.
Yeah.
And so I get my phone and it's like, it's almost 5 a.m. So I know that it's like around 7 a.m. in Louisiana where my mom is. And I'm a grown-ass adult, and I call my mama. I call her, and she immediately goes, what's wrong? Because it's so early.
My parents would be terrified.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And I say, oh, it's nothing I think so stupid, but I tell her the story, and her immediate response is, get holy water. And I was like, Ma, I don't know if I need holy water. I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, she's like, you gotta get a priest. She's like, immediately
get holy water and salt.
She doesn't try
circle of salt.
She doesn't try to be rational, not in a bit.
That's so funny.
Which is great. She actually has a really good ghost story. I'm going to try to make her record while I'm home.
Should. Yeah.
She's like, I can't figure it out, so I'm going to make. And she's like, my voice is terrible. It's not. It's great. She just, she doesn't understand that everyone feels insecure. So while I'm on the phone with her, though, it starts pouring down raining, which is sort of weird. One, I'd only been in California a couple months, but it had never rained since I'd been there. And also that was the beginning of the drought. So it just didn't rain anyway. Like it didn't rain for.
That's when the drought started?
I think so.
Man.
I think it started like right before I moved here. So like we were in a drought at the time. So it starts pouring down raining. And I was like, oh, that's really weird. And I remember talking to my mom. I was like, maybe that had something to do with the atmosphere pressure that I was feeling.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever. And I was working at an advertising agency at the time. So I went into work and I told one of the developers there.
Yeah.
And he was like, that sounds crazy. Don't tell anyone. And I didn't really have a lot of friends in LA yet. So I didn't tell anyone. So that night I go home and I have my iPhone.
Yeah, dude. Apple, iPhone 3?
Not as, probably. It's probably an iPhone 3. I remember specifically it was at 35%. So I just was like, I plugged it in next to my bed to charge overnight.
Yeah.
So I'm at 35% and this is an iPhone. And I just say out loud, you better not wake me up tonight. And then I go to bed.
Yeah.
So I wake up in the morning. No, nothing happens. But when I wake up by myself without the alarm. And I notice the sun's coming in brighter than it should be.
Oh, no.
So I look at my phone. My phone is turned off. I turn it on. It's at 100%. And I'm like 30 minutes behind what I normally would be.
Uh-huh.
And I think he turned my phone off because you have an iPhone, right?
Uh-huh.
All of them. When they die and you plug them in, they restart.
Uh-huh.
Right?
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
my phone never dies.
It never dies. But like that's how it works. If your phone were to die,
that makes sense.
And you plug it in, it will reboot itself.
Yeah.
Honestly, you have to hold two buttons down to turn them off anyway. So it's not like I could accidentally do it in my sleep. Like it's not easy to turn. Like it takes, it just takes a little. It's not like you can't brush it.
Yeah.
I mean, so like. I guess something could have happened. But it was plugged in and charged at 100%.
That's wild.
So, I mean, that's my story. And I was just like, okay, I'm not talking to it anymore.
Yeah.
That seemed to be a bad.
Yeah.
So I don't mention it. I don't like mention it again. I'm just like not dealing with the ghost. A few months later, my friend's in town staying with me. He's staying in an air mattress in the living room. And my roommate still's not there. Yeah. But I say, hey, you know, when you need to use the bathroom, just use my bathroom because she doesn't like, I don't want to use her stuff. That feels rude. So I walk in one night and he shoots up in bed and he's like, hey, and he's very antsy and like he's on edge. And he's like, can I use your bathroom? I was like, yeah, you could go in anytime. And he's like, okay. So he goes to use my bathroom, then goes back to sleep. And I was like, that was so weird. So he takes me to dinner on his last night here. And he was like, I wanted to talk to you about your bedroom.
Oh my God.
And what's funny is like midweek of him staying with me, I remember going to sleep one night. I'm pulling the covers up around my face. And I just
getting all comfy.
I'm getting cozy. And I think he's in here again. The man.
Oh my God.
I felt it. I just felt him in the room.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what it, other than the knowledge of
just
being
that
like.
thing, like someone's
and I knew
in
it was
here.
the same man. I was like, he's in here again. But I didn't say anything, didn't really mind, whatever. I'm crazy. So the last night Brian's in town and he's like, I thought there was something in your room. And he's like, I was like, oh, the man. He's like, I don't believe in ghosts. And I was like, okay. But he's like, I walked in your room and I felt like someone was in there watching me. He's like, granted, I was pretty high. But he's like, I couldn't move past where your dresser and bed meet. Like, it's like a few steps into the doorway. And I was like, yeah, the man was back. And he was like, I don't believe in that. And I was like, he's like, but someone was in your room.
Oh, man.
And I was like, it was either a murderer or a ghost.
Yeah,
Would we rather be? So I moved out, not because of that, just later.
Yeah.
And our friends, Nicole Byer and John Milheiser lived in they recently moved out.
Oh, that's where they were living.
Yeah, that's my old apartment. Because John was my roommate.
Yes.
And then I moved out and Nicole came in.
Okay.
So, but they have had experiences too. And we'll have Nicole on to talk about it.
Yeah.
So I won't ruin it anymore, but that is my setup for that story.
Ooh, that's good.
I mean, that's just one of them, baby.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Today we have a very special guest. We have Mr. Mano Agapion.
Woo!
One of my favorite peoples in the whole wide world. You might have seen him on Bajillion. He's every Friday night at 9:30. It used to be Franklin with his team Winslow.
Woo!
He lives in my house.
Yeah.
He's one of the co-hosts for Horny for Horror, our horror podcast that you should all check out.
Again,
if you like horror.
Horny for horror.
Horny for horror, because goddammit, we're horny for horror.
The number 4.
And the number 4 for the 4. Mano.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for coming in.
This is really fun to get scared with you guys. We get scared together a lot.
A lot. We get scared often together.
One, I force ghost stories on everyone all the time.
Love it.
And you guys love horror films.
Love
Yeah.
it.
That's why
Love it.
if you're into that stuff, you came to the right place.
Yeah.
And you got to go check out Horny for Horror.
Check it out.
And I know, Marcy, one of your favorite descriptors of me is skeptical about ghosts, have seen multiple ghosts.
Honestly, there are so many people, like now that I've been accepting ghost stories and stuff, that's half the people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just too much to believe it all the time.
I understand that.
Yeah.
1,000,000%, because it is that idea of like, oh my God, I don't know how to think.
It's just better for me to
So, like,
compartmentalize
That was
it.
going to be
Yeah.
our first question to you is what about the paranormal? What do you believe? What is, where do you fall?
Your thoughts, Maya. Your thoughts on the
I am
paranormal.
absolutely torn because there's a big part of me that believes that your brain is a wild narrator that
is.
can tell stories of such a great scale.
That woman who woke up from a coma and had like a crazy Chinese accent. You remember that woman?
Yeah. She's a crazy woman.
It's a weird. The brain
brain's
is so weird.
It's a weird thing. On the other hand, I think it's interesting that there are unexplained mysteries. There is something that's unaccountable for human energy and the electricity in your brain and all these interesting things that I don't know if are perfectly explainable.
Yeah.
With just science.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
so
I
I'm
get that.
absolutely in the middle. As I got older, I've started to like stop believing because I was having experiences, and I was like, I can't do
there
this.
we go.
So it's easier
It's
for
that
you
Peter
not to
Pan
believe.
Peter Pan thing, right?
Yeah,
That's how I feel.
Not gonna believe.
I feel that way about terrorism. That I'm like, I mean, I understand, but I just don't believe it.
So my life has been great, clean of terrorism.
Well, the thing
I
with
just don't think it
terrorism
exists
is
anymore.
It's
I don't believe in
definitely
it.
terrorism is definitely scientifically taken more lives than ghosts. So
My mom would beg to differ with you because I one day was talking about how I'm not really afraid of ghosts because there's nothing they can do to you. My mom said, "How do you know that, Marcy? Every accidental or unexplained death could be a ghost. A detective can't go dust for ghost fingerprints."
that's a
Wait, so does she think like John Bonet it was a ghost?
Well, she doesn't think that literally every unexplained murder or death is a
Yeah,
ghost.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But she's
She
like, but
think-
she does think that like maybe an old person falls down a flight of stairs and they
They're
get found.
shoved by a ghost.
Could be.
So she thinks the Amanda Knox mystery, as the Italians called it, was all ghosts.
No, she thinks Foxy Noxy killed that.
No, she's
killed her roommate.
she's
Noxy.
very
Thinks for sure.
strong with her idea of Foxy Noxy.
For sure, Foxy Noxy is a murderer. But
walking free.
But you know, when my mom said that, I was like, that's true. How do we know?
How do we
You
know?
can't investigate a ghost murder if you don't even know if ghosts are real.
How do we? You know, the iceberg that sunk the
mean-
Titanic was never there.
It was a ghost.
that is shaky logic,
Ghostberg.
though.
My mom will come after you.
Oh, you're
I know she
toast,
will.
dude. She'll
I'm
send some
toast.
ghosts to like mysteriously shove you down some stairs.
And no one would believe me.
Nobody
Because I'm
would.
clumsy as hell.
Yeah, I mean, you just were walking,
You don't even have stairs, and he fell down.
and he fell down a bunch of stairs. We have 2 in our house,
Two outside.
2 outside. Oh, Mano. So,
Hi.
thanks for being here. You have an
Thanks.
incredible ghost story. I already just got the chills
Yeah.
thinking about it. It's one of my favorite
Yeah.
ghost stories I've ever heard in my life. It is so good.
It's really
I'm
fun.
really building it up.
You're
so-
building it up, and one thing that makes me believe it is that it happened even before we even started. It happened in Greece, and one thing about Greece is it's old as
Best
fuck.
country.
Greek country, best country.
I mean, that's basically like almost close to the beginning of civilization.
Hell yeah.
Right. And
Hell
I do
yeah.
think ghosts I don't know why, but like I do think ghosts need history. Like if ghosts exist, they need there's a better chance of ghosts happening there than in Ojai. But I guess I could be wrong.
Remind me to circle back to this idea of old ghosts later. Okay. So keep going.
So I'll keep going. So I was with my sister and her husband in Greece, and we were visiting the island of Milos, which is where the Venus de Milo. Yeah. Fun
How'd she
fact.
lose her arms?
Hot baby on a half shell.
Venus power.
Thank you.
Yeah, they anyway, so that's where that's from, just for context. It's a beautiful Greek island.
love
It's
Greece
stunning.
so
Greece is the
much.
best. It's a gorgeous Greek island, some of the best beaches in the world. Google Milos beaches.
World.
So we my brother-in-law grew up there. And so he took us to his childhood home. A very modest, like one of those white poured concrete huts you see on like the posters for Greece.
Yeah.
Just like a 2-door house, and it has been there a long time. I don't know if this is a super important detail, but just to paint a little more clearly what this house was, his like great grandfather was like a goat butcher, and so it was on a hillside with like a lot of animals roaming, but also some creepy goat butchering equipment.
Ew, it was still there.
It was like in a little wooden closet.
Oh my god.
So I was already pretty spooked out.
Yes, that's terrifying.
I was already like, that's not great. The bathroom was outside.
An outhouse.
No,
An
we're going.
No, they were rude. An outdoor water closet. Oh. So one of those things that like you go outside and then there's an even smaller little hut where there's a sink and a toilet, but the shower head's just in the ceiling above you.
Yes. Yes.
So a whole room
It's
designed
all-
to get wet.
European people in their bathrooms are upsetting.
I mean, probably 100 years old, like, or more.
yeah.
Probably more. I mean, for sure,
Yeah.
I don't know about the bathroom, but for sure the house was more than 100 years old.
God, yeah,
was there a
absolutely.
real toilet, or was it just a hole in the ground that you had to squat over?
It was a real toilet, but it was a real toilet that had been installed.
Right.
You know what
To
I mean?
that hole.
To that
Yeah.
hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like
Hole plus.
I went to Italy like 10 years ago, and it was just like holes in the ground you squatted over.
Yeah. I
There's
just
some
was
of
in
those.
Germany, and they have very deep toilets. That
Very
like
deep.
like deep and not a lot of water in them.
What?
So when you shit,
It goes-
it's the loudest thing in the world.
yeah, and it beaches?
It plops, but then also like it's just like blah, 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 like it's so loud.
So there's an
What's-
acoustic effect?
What's
Yeah,
really
it just
funny
echoes.
to me about that is that like Germans, I mean, no offense to any Germans listening, but like there is sort of like this stereotype that Germans are into like fecal play and like
Oh my
sex
God.
stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
Like
Scheisse.
yeah, Scheisse.
I didn't even think of that.
So like maybe that's just part of it. Like they designed toilets because it makes them very aroused.
yeah. Listen,
That was not a German accent that I just did.
Shit.
It was
Shit.
Deutsch, perhaps.
I rolled my R.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. So outhouse.
Outhouse.
Spook-
I was
extra
already
spooky.
spooked out, and I was sleeping in my brother-in-law's childhood bedroom, which was just a humble little room, totally
Yeah.
chill. We were staying for free on a beautiful Greek island,
Right.
so we were like more than happy.
Yeah.
And to give you just a little bit of context, my brother-in-law is super Greek. Like hunts baby octopus in the mornings.
Yep.
Wants to open a beachside club at every beach he sees. And like, no matter where we went in Greece, he was always like, "This would be a great club. It'd be a great club we could build here." And we'd be like, "Yeah, sure, Tony."
Is that his accent?
That is definitely his accent.
Did-
Grew up in Queens.
Did he have a name for the club? Did he have a dream name?
Oh God, that's a good. I wish I knew. I wish I knew.
You too.
I wish I knew.
That's so funny.
I know. Anyway, he's a real hardcore Greek. He was like, but okay. So the very first night we're staying here, I go to bed on a pretty like old timey, not so comfortable mattress. I include this information in case the skeptics want the details. And I remember feeling sleep paralysis or not sleep paralysis,
Yeah.
and I was absolutely paralyzed and unable to move, but my eyes were open.
Yep.
And because this was an old Greek house, like there's no doorways, like there's no closed doors, so I'm able to see in the door frame, sort of like the only way I can describe it is like smoke collecting and becoming
Oh my God.
a tall, sinewy figure with hands that drug to the floor.
God damn it.
There was no features that were like visible, like a Dementor,
Yeah.
like dark without visible face features, but I could see like
Ew.
fingers making contact with the floor.
Ew.
Oh my God.
That is so awful.
It was awful, and I was like, "This is a dream. Get me out
Yeah,
of this.
what a nightmare.
What's happening?" And I, in that moment, I remember, basically like it very gradually disappearing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very gradually disappearing. Where you're
Yeah.
like, is it disappearing? Because it was so
Yeah.
slowly disappearing, you can't recall if
Yeah.
it's going away. Such a weird thing. I am somehow, and I still can't recall if it was sleep or not.
Yeah.
I somehow shirk over and I'm able to face the window. And I remember having to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
And I was like, there's absolutely no way
No.
I'm moving or looking over my shoulder until morning comes.
And how old are you?
I was a teen. So I think when I was like 15,
Okay.
16. Yeah. And I remember like just being like, there's no way I'm moving. Even though that's also scary too, because when you feel a scary feeling and you're like, I'll just close my eyes. And then you're
Yep.
like, oh, what if I open my eyes?
Yes.
And they're right
Ew,
there.
yes. Yeah. I feel that often.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, what if I? Oh my god.
So I just decided to close my eyes. I just turned over. I never look. And then in the morning when it's super bright out, I still feel insane the next morning.
Yeah,
Probably because you haven't slept.
I haven't slept. I felt truly horrified.
Your pee went back inside your body.
My pee went back inside my body. I finally used the stinky old outside water closet in broad daylight. Still pretty freaked out. Should I keep going?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is not the good part yet.
It's not the good part yet. So of course I was super tired, and my Greek brother-in-law is like, let's go kill some baby octopus. Let's go hunting. He wanted to wake up early, of course.
Yeah.
And so we leave the house. We go to grab a Nescafe. Nescafe. And he's just like, I am visibly. I visibly look bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's like, did you sleep okay? And I was like, no, I couldn't. I was like having weird dreams. He immediately investigates. Do you know what I mean? He's like, yeah? What,
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, what kind of dreams? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, stupid, like nightmares about a person in your house.
Yes.
I had a dream that I was in your house and there was a person at the doorway looking at me. After breakfast, we go back to the house. He is like, come with me. We go into the room I slept in, his old bedroom.
Yeah.
And he opens a cabinet and he pulls out a notebook and like flips pages until he turns to a page of a dark, tall figure with the long, sinewy arms. And he says, did you see him? And I'm dead. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Wait,
Oh my god.
was it a different one? You're like, no, he kind of had blonde hair.
I was like, no.
Oh, that wasn't him.
He wore a beanie. No, and I was like, what? Yeah. I had a dream I had a dream, and he's like, it wasn't a dream.
Oh my god.
And
I
the
love
worst,
it.
another insane detail was he was so cavalier about it. He was like, yeah, he visits.
Oh my god.
And I was like, the fuck?
No, man, react like I'm reacting.
Well,
this is fucking
He
scary.
was like tickled. You know what I mean? Because he was like, yeah, man. Like he was like tickled the way.
Maybe he was pumped because nobody else believed him, and then finally.
But did other people ever experience that? Like, were you the only one, or did it happen to other people? Do you know?
I don't know. I need to ask him more, but definitely, I mean, we still talk about it, of course, because
Yeah,
it's insane.
that's so spooky.
Yeah, we still talk about it, and he's more tickled by it than anything, which I think like is a part of his attitude. He's like, yeah, ghosts come here, man. Like, it's
Yeah.
like that's weird. Isn't that crazy?
So, okay.
Please.
Have you ever heard of a Domovoi?
No.
Domo have not.
Mono has not heard of the Domovoi.
Mono no about Domo.
Okay.
But please do tell Domo arigato.
So the Domovoi is a protective house spirit in the Slavic folklore.
Shut up.
I'm grabbing Mano's boob right now. Oh my god.
So this is like a Russian folklore that there is like this house goblin, this spirit fairy of sorts that is like, I'll just show you. If I show you the picture,
I'm gonna hate it.
You're gonna hate it because it's not like very far away from what I think.
Oh
So
my
it is like this,
It looks like you, Mano.
That is awful.
but it is like, this one's crouched down.
Also, the open doorway is
Yes.
freaking me out because
Yeah.
that's like a
That's
thing.
so scary.
That
So-
was a part of my vision.
So the idea of the Domovoi, and I'm not going to read the Wikipedia, I'm just going to off the top of my head. So it's this like spirit that basically it belongs with the house. That's its house, it's its dwelling, and whoever inhabits the house, if you take care of the house, if you clean and everyone's respectful and good, kind people, it helps with chores and protects the house to guard it from
We need one of those.
intruders. No, you
Do our dishes.
Wait, hold on, because
Domovoi.
wait, before you say that, So that's if you keep a good house.
Oh no, we can't have a Domovoi.
good God, get out.
If you don't, if you live in like untidiness or slovenliness, like lazy or alcoholism or any sort of abuse or anything, then it starts acting like a poltergeist and doing things to the inhabitants in the house.
That's fucked up.
So it's like, if you don't respect my house, I'm gonna mess with you. Exactly.
You know what's
That's
so insane
wild.
about that and like interesting is because that was the first night he had been back to this house in
For years.
You know what I mean? Like we were like, I remember earlier that day we were like literally opening up the house, taking tarps off of things because it was just dusty.
Yeah.
And completely unattended. And then that night was the first night we had slept there.
Ooh, so the demo.
So it was like, who is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was probably just checking in to see, like, who is this person? Who's in my house?
Where's the little dude in the room? Oh, it's a different little dude in the room.
Little dude?
Hey, little dude.
So what is so interesting? So I said,
No.
remind me of old ghosts.
Yes.
I wrote it down.
There is sort of like, and everyone can roll their eyes. It's very fine. So we know I'm into ghosts, and
Yes.
I do a lot of. I'm listening to a lot of things about ghosts. Reading
You're
a lot of
getting me
things.
back.
Huh?
You're getting me back.
What do you mean?
You're getting me back just with all of this Domovoi stuff.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of thinking in especially among mediums and people who believe they can communicate with the spiritualists and the like, that after you die, there is sort of a window of time. You know, the idea of like the light that comes to guide you to the other side.
Yeah.
You go into the light. So there's the idea that there's 3 days, around 3 days to say goodbye to everyone, which is sort of, that's sort of coincides with the idea of like when people die, they usually have their wake the next day and then the funeral the next day, right? So
okay.
this idea that like you have 3 days to make peace and say goodbye to everyone. That is
okay.
like the general thinking. And that
Sure.
sometimes people don't, at the end of that 3 days, they don't leave. So then they're earthbound. The door closes, the light goes out.
You didn't say bye. They gotta stay.
Yeah, you have 3 days to figure it out and go, and you didn't. So, okay, you're here now because there must be something you're not. Okay.
What a passive aggressive ghost.
Yeah.
Like, well, then I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
Because no one said bye.
So the idea is
Stay
that
and I'll
like,
move your toothbrush.
and the reason they wouldn't is because maybe there's something like unfinished business. Maybe
Unfinished
an
business.
attachment to a location is a big
Vengeful
thing.
mother.
Yeah.
Vengeful mothers, or people who just like, were maybe died traumatically,
Yeah.
aren't ready to be gone. So
There's a lot of weird juju in that like goat butcher
There's
area.
gotta be
Yeah.
some weird juju.
Bad.
so
Goats, dude.
But
Goats.
typically when you hear about ghosts, you always hear them like dressed in Victorian dress, right? Like they're from the 1800s.
Right.
Yeah.
You never hear about them like wearing robes.
No, yeah.
You never hear about them.
That's true.
So what's interesting about your Domovoi or whatever this thing is, it's like, I'm not positive that it is a ghost because it doesn't seem to take a human form of any sort that is recognizable, right?
Right.
But the idea behind the old ghosts is that like, so you don't see ghosts that are from like the 1400s and stuff, right? That's not like a thing. You don't see like you didn't see like someone who looked like Caesar.
Right.
You saw something else. So the idea is that eventually people do pass on, even if they've stuck their earthbound. Eventually they do, and it's usually a 200 to 300 year time span of them.
Like the toga ghosts are all gone.
Yeah, they're all gone because the idea is that their spirit guides come back and like try to get them to make peace with whatever it is, and then eventually they do get bored with being here, and they learn what they need to learn and move on. But that is why that we don't see very, very old ghosts.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I will say the other ghost I saw in Greece was from probably around 1500.
Okay.
Just saying.
What was
Like
the
a
other one?
sailor?
Can
Yeah.
you tell
It's
us?
not as exciting a story
That's
because
okay.
there's no support. But I will tell you that it was on another Greek island, my mom's Greek island of Chios. Chios. And her, this is such a crazy fact. There's a giant Phoenician castle
Yeah.
that they reclaimed. themed.
Yes.
But this was like a Phoenician castle. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you can look up Chios Phoenician castle. Chios, and it's like it just used to be a giant castle where all kinds of battling and wars happened. They've turned the moat into a parking lot. And the inside is a little city where they've turned castle rooms into apartments.
Oh my God.
And my grandmother owned one of these castle rooms.
Yeah.
Because Yaya is cartoonishly old. And we always used to joke that she's somewhere between 100 and 400. We don't know. But who could know?
400.
We always used to joke she went to high school with Dracula. But
oh my God.
we were staying in these old, and I was staying in a castle room.
Whoa.
That was turned into like an apartment. Once again, terrible plumbing, little shoddy concrete walls.
Greek plumbing, best plumbing.
Greek plumbing, best plumbing. And I, one morning in the witching hour, went to go use the bathroom and saw a full Greek soldier like in the backyard.
Oh my God.
Like wearing the little, they used to wear like skirts.
Yeah.
The Greek,
I've
old little
seen that,
Greeks.
yeah.
Yeah, we've seen Brad Pitt.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we've seen Brad Pitt be a Greek.
Yeah, best Greek.
Best Greek ever.
Brad Pitt, best Greek.
With a English accent.
Yeah, you guys get proper casting.
Yeah,
Gods of
yeah.
Egypt. That's what Greeks looked like.
Yes.
But yeah, I just saw him in the backyard.
Oh my God.
In full old-timey war garb, and then I was similarly like there and then not there, like a strange shadow, or like a piece of light hit him and he was gone.
Yes.
Do you have a haunted bladder?
Haunted bladder.
Maybe your bladder is the
When you
portal.
have to pee, you hallucinate.
That's what I will say. I mean, like whatever. I could see a skeptic saying like it's happening in this time where you're in between sleep and not sleep. But you would say, hey, F you, skeptic.
Oh, I mean, I am also, I can be a skeptic, but I'm very into these stories and I love it. Could that soldier have been a reenactor and maybe not from so long ago?
a reenactor at like
that from-
3
You
in
mean
the
a-
morning.
No. I just mean like a
mean
ghost of a
a dead reenactor.
Yeah, because I'm from the South and they do a lot of like Civil War
Yeah, they
reenactments. They cannot drop it. They cannot drop the Civil War.
I know.
The South will rise again
And
to
shall
its
rise.
knees.
Go to Greece. Avoid the ghosts.
Go to
Too many
Greece.
ghosts. Did I cut off your point you were making about Domovois?
No, I don't remember what
An
happened.
old ghost. We got that is interesting. Of like the old ghost.
You don't hear a lot of stories about.
You don't,
And yeah, the idea. Well,
because they disappear.
Ugh, I'm so scared now.
Ooh,
I
that's
don't-
so
I will say
spooky.
when I felt ghostly energy, and you guys probably already talked about this, like it feels good to say like, please leave me alone.
Yeah.
I'd like to be alone now.
Yeah.
Like
you gotta claim your space. Are there like I'm from Louisiana, so there's a lot like ghosts is like a big deal down
Yeah.
there. So like, what about Greek? What's Greek culture like? How do they feel about the afterlife? Or is there any?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of, especially because I grew up very Greek Orthodox, so there is a lot of customs that come with when someone passes. There is a food called govoloi, if I'm saying it correctly.
Yes, you are.
It's like a barley. It's like a rich barley. It's like a sweet, rich barley salad that you make and you eat 3 days after they pass, 40 days after they pass, and 100 days after they pass.
Why does it make you like shit a bunch? So you like cleanse your system?
I don't know, but I know that on the 100th day, you bring this sweet barley salad to the past person's grave. As like a gesture of like, continue to live a rich life.
You slop it on it.
You slop it on
They get a bunch
there.
of ants all over their gravesite.
You invite more ants to the party that's already
So
happening.
you eat it at the grave?
When you bring it to the grave, I mean, I haven't eaten it at the grave. You just like bring it as an offering.
Great, okay.
It's some sort of ritual of like continue to be nurtured in the
Oh
afterlife.
yeah.
Yeah. That's I think the most specific one I can think of.
That's interesting.
I think like rituals around death are always so interesting in different cultures. Like I love in Judaism that they sit Shiva, and then like a year after the person's death date, they put in the headstone, but they like wait, and they all go back and like they wait that full year because the idea is like that's when you should be ready to move on from your grieving, so you can say goodbye again. So I think there are a lot of interesting.
That's cool.
Like I'm interested in like the culture around like what is the afterlife, what is death for the culture. So speaking of, I got in an email. I haven't listened to it yet, and this is from Daryl Jim, and it's about Hawaiian
I know him.
superstitions.
Fun.
Let's listen.
Disclaimer, these aren't my stories, but these stories have been told to me and it always stuck with me. These are scary Hawaiian like stories that that freak me out whenever I go home and when I was growing up. So one of them was I'm gonna say it like it's them saying it. I was driving to Hilo from home, and there's these horseshoes, and it's usually raining around there, and Hilo is just a rainy place in Hawaii. They say that if you see an elderly woman who is hitchhiking and wants a ride on the side of the street, that you should pick her up.
Why?
And if you don't pick her up, then and you see a pretty woman on the street,
it's her as a.
And you pick her up and she's hitchhiking, she will come into your car. She will flirt with you a little bit.
Oh,
and then when you look into your rear view mirror, you'll see that old lady, and that old lady will disappear. And you'll be cursed with like being sick for like a week or like a month.
Oh shit!
And the person who you didn't pick up but also picked up was the Hawaiian goddess Pele, the fire goddess, and like. When that happens, she tends to that's when like lava flows because she's angry and stuff.
Betsy got cursed. So, she wouldn't pick up the hag.
Whoa.
One time,
always pick up the hag.
One time, I saw this old lady and I picked her up and I dropped her off, and it was raining that day. She was very nice to me and nothing happened, but like that's scary.
Oh my god! So
I'm never going.
Wait, I'm pausing it real quick. So he's saying it like it's his story, but it must be like someone he knows.
It's somebody else's. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask Daryl Jim whose story that is. Okay, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, that's really wild. So it's very similar to the Beauty and the Beast.
I was thinking that exact same thing.
Yeah. You better be nice to hags.
Or you get nice cursed to hags.
Well, that could be where that story comes from, this folklore.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to keep going.
Okay.
I was driving on this road to the towards Mauna Kea Mountain, and there's a bridge. In Hawaii, there's like a superstition that if you drive on a bridge with pork in your car will stop. And my car did stop because I had pork and stuff.
That's
and
why my car
it wouldn't move. It wouldn't turn on. It just didn't want to move. And my friend told me to throw the pork out, and I threw the pork out. And after minutes, it started working again, and we left. And the tale of that is that menehunes, they're these, they're little people. They work in the morning when no one's awake, and they would build these build Hawaiian stuff like houses and whatnot during that time. But it's like spiritual world, so they're doing it at that time. If you're crossing a bridge and you have pork, they will stop you. And that's what happened.
That's fun. I like that one.
I don't know if this has happened to anybody, and it didn't happen to me, but there is another superstition that if you hear drums playing and it sounds like Hawaiian drums, and it just you hear it from afar, you run in the house and you just run in the house and you just pray that you don't hear it anymore. But if you do hear it outside, you have to take off all your clothes.
That's a prank.
Lay on the ground, on the road, facing down until the drums pass.
Okay.
Because what they are is the ali'i. The ali'i is passing, the Hawaiian royalty is passing, and you're not allowed to look up. And if you do, it's one of those you get sick if you look up at them. But
Oh my.
yeah, you have to wait for them to pass entirely. And so I grew up never wanting to hear drums ever at night.
I gotta say, I think someone was pranking Daryl Jim. Like
do too.
whenever he
I
would
think a
go
little
home,
bit.
someone was like, "You gotta get naked and lay on the ground."
I love how
Don't look up.
How like a Scooby Doo episode. All of these ghost stories are.
Well, have you ever been to Hawaii?
I have not.
Well, you gotta go.
It's a Scooby Doo episode.
No, it's just beautiful there. And I went for a friend's wedding, and they were telling us some of the folklore of the island. Like, there's one thing, and it's really cool because I got to see it. They talked about the fireballs from the sky.
Yeah.
And it's basically like a shooting ball of flame across the sky, which you would think that's a shooting star.
Yeah.
And if it's going from the sky to the ocean, it is a warning.
Okay.
And if it's from the ocean to the sky,
It's okay.
it would be a celebration.
Oh.
So I woke up. We did a volcano bike ride where they take you up to the top of the volcano, which is like 10,000 feet up. And I'm on Maui Island. And then you ride down. So, but you have to wake up at 3 a.m. because it's a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
So, because you're going straight up. So we are in a parking lot, like loading into the van, getting all of our like gear for the bike ride. And I just like look into the sky and I see like this like bursting flame, and like just like it looks like an explosion in the sky, and then it moves across and goes out immediately, which could have been something entering the atmosphere.
Yeah.
But I was like, and then someone was like, "Oh, that's one of the fireballs. You're lucky you got to see it." And I was like, it was crazy. And also, like in the grounds we were staying, they had like these. They were like, "This is a old burial ground," and it was. They're like, so it's just like respect it. Don't walk where you see those rocks. That's the outline of it.
And then you were like, okay, so don't do this.
Yeah. So they're like, just don't walk there. And they're like, also, if you see a green glowing orb in the night, follow it.
Call the cops. Oh,
They're like, I've seen it a few times, but I've always been too scared to follow it. But it's supposed to be leading you somewhere. And I was like, please show me your green orb.
Haven't you seen Sleeping Beauty? You don't follow the green orb.
What's happening in Sleeping Beauty?
That's when she touches
like,
the spindle.
Touches the thing. She gets led up to the thing.
Remember that part? Aurora gets tricked into touching the spindle.
Did Disney
I think
everything, or
I think Hawaii
Yeah.
stole from Disney.
Oh yeah, the country of Hawaii.
Wow,
The country of Hawaii.
Can we not forget that this means there must be pork-based mechanics in Hawaii? Can we talk about pork in cars?
I think that's so funny that you're like,
That's
if you're
so-
on a bridge, then you I think that's a troll trick.
It's a total troll trick.
There's a little troll under a bridge is like, get the
Absolutely.
word
Give me your
out.
pork.
Oh, maybe that is what it is. It's like
And we're talking about an internet troll.
yeah, like some like some
Give me some pork or kill yourself.
you're a slut. You're a slut. Give me your
You
pork.
are a slut. You are a slut.
I think those are. I love. Like I
That's
said,
great.
That's so fun.
I like hearing stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's exciting.
I
So
want to
good.
know who those stories were from because he was playing the part of
Right?
The old lady one.
Could have played it up a little bit.
I want to hear that old lady voice.
Yeah. We got to be nicer to more hags. We got to let them touch us and
Well, just don't
eggs.
put their worth
honestly,
on us.
The real takeaway here is leave beautiful people alone.
Yes.
It's a
They're
trick.
bad.
If someone's
That's-
beautiful, they're probably gonna curse you.
That's a parable I can get behind.
Yeah. Stick with us uglies. We'll treat you good.
Ooh, ugly train. Choo choo.
I think I can. Come on, ride this train. We ugly. All right. Mano.
Mono.
Thank you so much. That story, it's one
It's
that I feel
so
like people
good.
are going to tell and tell and tell and tell.
generations.
I hope so. It was horrifying to live, so I'm glad it's of little entertainment.
Check Mano
It's
out
so good.
at UCB Franklin, 9:30s on Friday nights with Winslow.
Yeah, baby.
You'll see him everywhere else.
Oh man, I can't wait to keep getting scared with all you guys at good and bad movies.
Yes, it's the best. Thanks, Mano.
Thanks, Mano.
You're the best.
Hey, see you very soon, Betsy.
Yeah, can I get a ride home?
Yeah, I guess.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for listening to A Funny Feeling.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to share, please send us a voice memo, or you can email us just a letter at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com. I'm Marcy.
I'm Betsy, and don't shit your pants.
That was a HeadGum podcast.